Ah, the beginning of a new project. This is a fun day. We just picked up this 1960 Austin-Healey Sprite, affectionately known as a Bugeye. It's an ex-race car. The motor and trans came with it, but they're not in it. Today we're going to take the car apart. Taking a car apart is pretty simple, right? Well, yes and no. There's a right way to do it and a wrong way to do it. First thing, you want to bag and tag all your parts. I collect a box full of plastic bags, different sizes and shapes. Anytime I order parts, I save the little plastic bags that they come in. You can use a pen and some masking tape. Some of the bags have a place to write right on them, but as you're taking a piece apart, organize little bits of nuts and bolts and trim pieces and keep them all together. You could say headlight area, grill area, or even all the bonnet pieces, just keep them together. And believe me, 2 years from now, when we're putting it back together, it will make things so much easier. A lot of the hardware we won't even use again, but it gives us samples of what was there, what's supposed to be there, and it'll make this a lot easier of a project. Take pictures. If I take 100 pictures, it's not enough. Take 200 pictures. Every single piece you take apart, the more you can refer back to how something went, where that brake line was routed, or how the master cylinder was mounted, or anything like that, it makes it a lot easier. Another important thing when taking a car apart, this is a notepad. What you're doing here is you take notes. You can take notes as to how something goes together, especially on wiring. You can draw out the plugs and what color wires went where. That's really valuable. You could start making a parts list. As you're taking something apart, you could say the grill is damaged or the emblem's damaged, and you could take notes as to what you need. Again, the slower you go on the dismantle, the faster it'll go back together. The third tool you're going to need is some penetrating oil. Go easy on the nuts and bolts. Again, you may not need them, but you might. So use penetrating oil on everything pretty much before you even start taking it apart. So as I said, this is an ex-race car. It doesn't have much for interior. The engine and trans are already out of it. We'll take it apart bit by bit. Another really good tip is keep bits together. In other words, don't take the entire front corner apart. Leave it as an assembly until you're ready to media blast it. The longer you leave stuff together, the easier it is to remember how it went, and the easier it is to store it. It's a lot easier to store a whole corner of a car than it is all the little bits and pieces. So we take things apart as we need them. Our goal here is to strip this car down to get it media blasted. So we don't need every single bit of it taken apart right now. We'll leave the wiring mostly intact. We're not going to do the suspension pieces right now. We're just trying to get the body to the media blaster. All right, this is another important tool. Don't take a car apart unless you have a place to put it. I made this out of stuff that I picked up at Lowe's, and I put wheels on it. If you put wheels on it, you can move it out of the way, you can move it up close to the car when you're taking it apart, and then put it where you want it. We'll use boxes to organize stuff. So we'll put all the left front suspension stuff together, all the right front suspension stuff, and basically just systematically take the car apart and organize it as we go. Again, trust me, from experience, way, way easier if you slow down the process going in, taking the car apart. Then that way, when you put it back together, you'll actually be able to do it. So this cheap fiberglass seat was in this car. This is an old race car that hasn't been run since the 80s. Well, we probably won't save this. We very carefully will save everything. You don't know whether you need something to see how it went together, to see what kind of marks are on it, to use it as a pattern. So save everything, even if it looks like junk. If nothing else, it'll help you identify and help you put the car back together a little easier. All right, all we've done so far is just get all the extra parts that came with the car out of it. The next thing I always do on a car that I've just dragged home is vacuum the whole thing out. And you go, well, boy, that's a waste of time if you're gonna media blast and restore the whole car. But I like to know what I've got. I like to get all the bugs and the creatures out. And I don't really like working in a bunch of dirt and dust. All right, we've got this thing emptied out. We've got it vacuumed. Let's get going. We'll start with the hood and we'll get the doors off of it to get them out of the way. This is an impact driver. It's a really good tool to get stubborn bolts out of a door. An impact driver is kind of like a badass screwdriver. You put it in and you tap it and it basically twists, and it's really good for getting hard, rusty screws out of doors and stuff like that. So we'll give this a try before we even put a regular screwdriver on it. This car is pretty simple and it's not real critical, but here's another trick you can do. If you're trying to take door hinges off, you kind of want to be able to put them back in the same place, and you mark it with a awl or any kind of a tool. Basically, this will mark where your hinge is. Now, granted, if we're going to media blast it, we're going to lose that mark, but you know, not everybody's media blasting an entire car, but it's a good trick when you're taking doors, hood, stuff like that off, to mark around your hinge so you can get it roughly back in the same position. So we've got our first door off. We will bag and tag the bolts now, not later. Trust me, I've done it that way. You start adding up 100 different bolts and nuts and you can't remember where they went. All right, we've made some real good progress. We've got the dash out, most of the wiring's out, the nose is off, the doors are off. We've cleaned up all the belts in here. We've got this roll cage about halfway out. We're going to take a little break right now, but when we get back to it, we'll finish the roll cage and drop the corners. And most importantly, we've kept things organized, we've kept everything neat, and we know what we have. We've taken pictures. Overall, this thing's looking pretty good. We're very happy with the car, and we're excited to get going on it. We've got about 5 hours in, maybe 6 hours into this thing, and we've probably only got another hour or two. But today we'll concentrate on the front suspension. The corners will take off as much as we can in their entirety, but the steering rack will connect the two corners, and unless you want a really awkward pile to deal with, you need to take the steering rack off separately. So today we're dealing with the front suspension. The coil springs are under tension, so we need to either use a spring compressor or at least put a floor jack under them as we start to loosen the front suspension, so that when they come down in some kind of a controlled fashion and don't hurt anybody, especially me. All right, here's another little trick I use. If you don't know exactly how something's going to go back together, just put all the nuts and bolts back on the piece. That way when you get to restore this anti-roll bar, you'll have all the stuff right here. And then you got one little pile, and it's pretty easy to figure out how stuff goes back together. About 5-6 hours later, that's how you disassemble a Sprite. From here, we're going to take it down to our friends at Blastmasters. They do a great job of media blasting and priming car body. And at that point, we can then look things over and start doing a little bit of metal work. And from there, paint and reassembly, and bam, we got another car built. So while the car's down at Blastmasters, we'll inventory all the parts. We'll start ordering some stuff we need. We'll clean and get the suspension components ready. And we'll start putting this baby back together. So this is the first video in a series. We're gonna go all the way to the end with this car. If you like this sort of stuff, subscribe to our YouTube channel or go to classicmotorsports.com.
Support brands that support Classic Motorsports. Get your chemical solutions from CRC Industries. Visit crcindustries.com to learn more.